Kai ran. Not with control, not with thought, but with something raw, something desperate, something breaking. "Amara!" His voice ripped through the forest, hoarse and jagged, swallowed almost instantly by the violent wind. Branches lashed against his skin, dry leaves crunched and scattered beneath his feet. He didn't slow down. He couldn't. He ran blindly through the darkness, breath coming in sharp, uneven bursts, his chest tightening with every step as if something inside him was collapsing. His foot caught on a hidden root. He crashed, hard. The ground slammed into him, knocking the air from his lungs. Dirt filled his mouth, pain shot through his body. For a moment, just a moment, everything went still. But not him. Never him. With a strained gasp, he pushed himself up, hands trembling against the rough earth, muscles screaming in protest. His legs shook violently beneath him. His chest burned like fire. His eyes, red, wet, unfocused, searched wildly through the darkness. But still, he ran, because stopping meant accepting, and he refused. She was gone, just like that. No final words, no warning, no chance to hold on. Only silence. A silence so loud it pressed against his ears like a scream. When he finally reached the clearing, the place where the light had taken her, his body gave in before his will did. He dropped to his knees. The impact sent dust rising softly around him, illuminated by the pale, unnatural glow of the moon. No, no, no! The words slipped out of him, broken, fragile, like something already shattered. His hand reached forward, slowly, hesitantly, as if afraid of what it might confirm. His fingers touched the ground, cold, empty, still. There was no warmth left, no trace of her presence. Nothing. It was as if she had never been there at all, as if the world had erased her. But something was wrong. The air felt heavier. The wind, though still howling, carried something unnatural within it. And the silence didn't feel like peace. It felt like anticipation, like something unseen was watching, waiting. This wasn't an ending. It couldn't be. It felt like the beginning of something far worse. Back in the village, the ritual grounds slowly emptied, but no one moved with relief. The fire at the altar burned low, its once powerful flames now reduced to weak, flickering embers that struggled against the wind. Villagers walked away in silence, their footsteps slow, uncertain. Their whispers, though hushed, carried unease. They had gotten what they wanted. The sacrifice had been made. She was gone, but no one celebrated. No one smiled. "Why does it still feel wrong?" one man murmured, his voice barely steady. "The moon took her, didn't it?" another replied, though even he sounded unsure. "Then why is the wind still like this?" a third asked, glancing nervously at the sky. No one had an answer. At the center of it all, the priestess stood motionless, her staff planted firmly into the ground, her eyes fixed on the moon above. For years she had stood in that exact place, calm, certain, unwavering. But not tonight. Tonight, something had shifted. Her expression, once composed, now carried something unfamiliar. Doubt. The villagers noticed, and that alone terrified them more than anything else. Slowly they gathered around her again, drawn not by faith, but by fear. "Is it over?" someone asked. No one moved, no one breathed too loudly. The priestess didn't answer immediately. Her fingers tightened subtly around her staff. Her gaze remained locked on the moon above. No. The word fell heavy, too heavy. The villagers stiffened. What do you mean, no? She lifted her chin slightly, her eyes narrowing as she studied the sky. The moon hung above them, brighter than it had ever been, blinding, unnatural. The moon accepted her. A pause stretched between them, long enough for hope to flicker. But it is not satisfied. And just like that, hope died. Fear spread like fire through dry grass. Kai didn't walk back into the village. He stormed in, like a force that could not be stopped. Dust rose beneath his feet with every step, his presence cutting through the tension like a blade. His face was no longer just grief. It was something sharper, something dangerous. Where is she?
Where is she?
The village fell silent instantly. All eyes turned to him. No one answered. You said she would save us. His voice cracked, not from weakness, but from the sheer weight of everything he was holding back. The priestess stepped forward, her movements controlled, deliberate. She has. For a second, just one, everything froze. Then Kai laughed. But it wasn't laughter. It was hollow, broken, the sound of something unraveling. Then why does it feel like everything just got worse? No one spoke. No one dared to. He stepped closer, his presence sufficing. Bring her back! A collective gasp rippled through the villagers. You can't say that, someone cried. I don't care! His voice exploded through the air, raw and unfiltered. He pointed directly at the priestess. You took her from me. Her expression didn't change. She was never yours. The words landed like a blow. For a moment, something flickered across his face. Pain. Real, deep, unavoidable. But it didn't break him. It hardened him. Then I'll go get her myself. And just like that, the entire village froze. The priestess stepped closer, her gaze now sharp, searching. You don't understand what you're saying. Then explain it. There was no hesitation in him, no fear, only resolve. She studied him for a long moment before speaking again. The place she has gone to is not a place for humans. I don't care. You will die. Then I die. Silence fell again, but this time it was heavier. I would rather die trying than live knowing I did nothing. Even the wind seemed to pause around those words, because that kind of love wasn't gentle. It wasn't safe. It was dangerous. Suddenly, everything stopped. The wind. Gone. The fire flickered once, then steadied unnaturally, its flame frozen in place. Even the air felt suspended. What's happening? A voice whispered. The priestess turned slowly, her eyes scanning the surroundings. Then, she widened. No. The ground trembled beneath their feet. A deep, unnatural sound echoed through the earth. Not from above, but from below. Cracks split across the ground, jagged and scattering, as if something beneath the surface was forcing its way through. Villagers screamed, stumbling backward, panic erupting instantly. The fire went out. Darkness swallowed the village. Only the cold, distant light of the moon remained, and it felt different now, colder, watching. "This wasn't supposed to happen," someone cried. The priestess tightened her grip on her staff. "The balance has been broken." "What balance?" Kai demanded, his voice cutting through the chaos. She turned to him, and for the first time, there was no calm left in her. She was not just a sacrifice. A pause. She was a bridge. Kai frowned, confusion and frustration clashing within him. "What do you mean?" The priestess hesitated, and in that hesitation, there was guilt. "The moon does not just take." Her voice dropped. "It connects. To what?" She looked at the sky, then back at him. "To another world." The words settled over them like a shadow. The villagers gasped. "Then she's alive." Kai's voice wasn't loud this time. It was something else. Hope. Fragile. Dangerous. The priestess didn't answer immediately, but she didn't deny it either. "She's alive, isn't she?" "Yes." The word changed everything. His breath caught. His entire body stilled. "Then I can bring her back." "If you go there," her voice sharpened again, "you may not return." Kai looked up at the moon, the same moon that had taken her. "She didn't choose this." His hand tightened into a fist. "But I will." When he turned back, there was no hesitation left in him. "Tell me how to get there." Silence stretched. The villagers waited. The priestess studied him, really studied him. Then, finally, "There is only one way." She raised her staff and pointed toward the forest. "The place where she was taken," a pause, "will open again." "When?" "Tonight." Panic erupted immediately. "No, that's too dangerous. He'll die." But Kai didn't move. "I'm going." Calm, certain, unshakable. "If you step through that light," the priestess's voice lowered, "you will not be the same. I already lost everything." And that was the truth. The night deepened. The moon climbed higher. The wind returned, slowly at first, then stronger, then violent. The trees whispered again, their branches bending as if something unseen moved through them. And deep within the forest, a faint glow began to form, soft at first, then growing, calling. Kai stood at the edge of the forest, his figure still against the chaos behind him. His heart pounded, loud, heavy. But he didn't step back. He didn't hesitate. She had stepped into the unknown, and now he would follow.
If this episode gave you chills, make sure you like this video and tell me in the comments, would YOU go after her, even if it meant losing yourself? And don't forget to subscribe, because in episode 3, the world beyond the moon will finally be revealed.